What's good? It's the one and only RonintheTraveler. Man, I got a question from a guy, and he asked me, Ronin, have you ever had any bad experiences in Dominican Republic? You seem pretty happy. So I'm going to answer that question tonight. And I'm walking right now, exercising. It's in the evening. So to answer that, I've only had a few. I've been dating in Dominican Republic now for about 2 years, and the woman I'm with now makes me very happy. She's the only one I'm dealing with. For the first time, I'm only dealing with one. But let me tell you probably the worst experience I had in Dominican Republic. So we got to take it from the top so you can see the whole story. So I'm staying in Santo Domingo Este at the time. So in the place I was staying at, across the street, it's right on the ocean, very beautiful. I'm going to see, can I add a picture to this so you can see where I was staying at. In the evenings, they would play music. They play bachata, merengue, reggaeton. They playing these things. And I would just sit on my balcony and look over there. But one night I was bored, man. I walked across there. So I'm going to drink some alcohol, have a good time. And I walk up to a little food vendor, and there were two women in there. I couldn't see the other one's face, but man, she was stacked like a IHOP. She was a stack of pancakes, man. And the other one was pretty too. But when she turned around, man, I'm telling you something. She was the most beautiful woman I think I had ever laid my eyes on. So when I looked at her, I went into full mode. I started downing El Presidentes. I had drunk like 6 of them. And around this time, it's starting to get dark. And when the night comes, I turn to the wolf man sometimes. So I'm ready, man. I was on her, man. I didn't give her a moment, man. I attacked her over there, man. Before you know it, she had given me her WhatsApp. We started talking, and it was all good. So I go back to the room. Next day, she ended up texting me and said she enjoyed talking with me. And I'm telling you, I had that Google Translate burning the hell up out there because I couldn't even really speak any Spanish at the time. I had it burning up. So we decided to meet. We go out, have a good time. And when I tell you, man, this woman was so beautiful. I've saw 2 women in the Dominican Republic. There's many soul snatchers that'll have you scratching your head, but I saw 2 women that were, it's like Satan created them himself to bring upon the end of the earth. These women were so beautiful, they could stop traffic. And she was one of them. And the other one I saw when I was in a restaurant. But man, and she was giving me the best feminine vibes, the best everything, man. I was stuck to her like glue. I know what a crackhead feels like because we wouldn't separate, man. She was with me every day. One day, she didn't go back to work. She showed up at my room with all her bags, and I accepted. I'm like, come in. And we stayed together till I went back to the United States. One of the best times I've ever had. So I flew back to the United States, man, and I was sick. Instead of falling in love, I fell in lust. It was the best experience of my life. And to give you an example how crazy it was, man, I get back to work, and I work in real estate. We're having a morning meeting to discuss projects and things we have. I had been gone for like 10 or 15 days. I don't know. They all roll into one. I just know I was happy. First question I asked in the meeting was how much vacation time I had left. Everybody looking at me like, this Negro just came back and he's asking how much vacation time. And I tell you, within 3 weeks, I was going again. I just wanted to get back to her. That's how she had me. And all I could do is think of her. I'm in the house singing troop songs. Man, this woman had me gone. And I ain't no simp. I ain't never been like that before, man. I was not in love. I was in lust behind her, man. She was beautiful. I'm talking about stacked. But listen, when I flew back to Dominican Republic, she was waiting on me. Within, I'm telling you, 2 or 3 weeks, I was back in Santo Domingo. I get to the airport. She's there waiting for me. She's crying. She's happy to see me. And we go back. But here's where the story starts to take a little bit of a turn. Yeah, so the first night we get back, where I was staying at was close to VIP Mixer. So me and her go out. And one of my boys, man, he had met me out there. So we at the VIP Mixer, man. If you don't know about this place, man, you need to go. There's a pool in there. Cool spot. So we in there. We drinking goose, some rock. We got some hookah. And he's with a chick. I'm with her. She's sitting on me. And I'm telling you, man, she sticks to me like glue the whole time. So when she does go to the bathroom, this other girl comes up to me. She asks me my name. I tell her Ronaldo, whatever. And we talking a little bit, nothing to it. She comes out the bathroom. Shorty sees the girl talking to me. And I tell y'all, dude, man, competition over there is fierce, man. Because she's bad, but they got other bad chicks, man. But she's I'm telling you, man, this chick one of the baddest I've seen. But this other girl was bad that was talking to me. And you know, dudes that go to the Dominican Republic, they know this. She's about to whoop the chick in there. And let me tell you, man, you don't want, as a foreigner, you don't want to be involved in any kind of things going on in the Dominican Republic because it's going to be your fault. So I had to separate them. I'm like, look, ma, don't worry about none of that. I'm not, she just asked me my name. It's not a big deal. Let's get up out here, because they start fighting. Dominican Republic, people from Dominican Republic, man, they stick together, man. So when the cops come and all that, it would have been my fault. And I was ended up paying some money. So I got out of there. We go back to the room. And she was mad that I would talk to another girl, man. So that was the first sign. Look, second sign happened the same night. So we in the room drinking, having fun. It get time for us to go to sleep. And she tells me, I try to grab them jimmies. She like, do not put one on. Why you got to put one on? You don't trust me? I'm like, listen, it ain't that I don't trust you. I don't, I got to be careful. I don't want nobody to get no disease, whatnot. She's like, I don't have anything. I'm like, I don't. But she was just like insisting on me not wearing that Jimmy hat. I'm trying to say, I don't want the YouTube to flag it, but you know what I mean? The Jimmy hat. And I'm like, nah, I'm gonna wear it. So we the night go through. The next day, shorty get up. She give me a kiss. She say, hey, I'm gonna be right back. I'm like, where you going? She said, oh, I'm gonna be right back. She leave for a few hours. A little while later, she texts me and say, I'm outside. Let me in. She had went to a clinic and took a test. Man, I'm talking about the flags start going off. You got, red flags going off. I'm like, why you do that? Because she was like, I want you to see. I'm like, first of all, this stuff is in Spanish. I can't even understand what it is. So I'm sitting there translating it line by line. And it showed that she didn't have any diseases. She didn't have HIV and all that. So she like, there, now we can sleep together without protection. I'm like, all right, I hear you. That night, come on again. She's ready. And I still put the Jimmy on. She's blood mad with me. I'm like, why is this woman trying to get me to sleep with her without the condom on? Those are red flags, but she's so sexy and looking so good. I'm not thinking right, but I'm thinking well enough to keep that Jimmy on. So the next morning, she's in my ear whispering the most pleasant, beautiful, anybody that them lay down with a Latina, man, especially those Afro Latinas, man. And I call her, she's an Afro Latina, man, but she had just long, straight hair. I call her the Pocahontas, man. She'll tell you, man, she's one of the most beautiful women I've ever saw in my life, man. I've said this like 10 times probably. She was that pretty. Next morning, she's in my ear. You know how they do with the amor, my love, corazon, in your ear. And she's like, come on. She was ready for it again. Come on, let's go. Like shorty was killing me in there. Like I never had a moment's rest, So the crazy part about this whole thing is we end up sleeping together. I'm in there sweating like 5 crackheads. She had wore me out. So at the time, I'm half drunk. I'm out of it. Once we finish, I take the condom off. I throw that joker on the floor. I'm tired. I'm going out. We had been up all night, sleeping together, drinking. So I'm out of it, man. I'm wasted. I can't go no more. I got one eye open, one eye closed, and the other eye is definitely closing slow. But shorty flips out the bed like a freaking Power Ranger. And I'm from the South, man. We say little things like witch riding your back, little things like you can't move, like you're half asleep, half awake. And that's how I felt. Shorty had got out of the bed and I saw her stoop down there and she grabbed the Jimmy and went into the bathroom. So I'm kicking to try to wake up. I finally get myself up and I hit on the bathroom door and I'm asking her what she's doing. And when you hear a person like, huh? I'm like, what are you doing? Then the toilet flushes. And I'm like, what did you do with the Jimmy? She's like, oh, you left that on the floor more. You just can't leave that on the floor. That's bad. She said, well, I flushed it down the toilet. I'm thinking, is she in a turkey basting? What is she doing? So she assured me that she didn't do nothing. She just flushed it. Say I was overreacting. We went back to sleep. 2 or 3 days later, I went back to the United States. Y'all already see where this story is going. By the time I get back to the United States, first thing she's telling me every day is, Papi, I just don't feel good. Every day she's telling me that. I don't feel good. Me, I got one eye, but I'm looking at her with that eye. I'm like, you know what? You're going to be all right. I'm sick. I eat food. I throw up. She's saying these little things. I'm like, come on, man. No, don't hit me with that. Trying not to pay too much attention. So one morning I'm at work, same meeting. Chick calls me she's at the doctor's office. She say, and the phone kept ringing. I'm in the meeting. I get up, I go outside. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm at the doctor's office. I don't feel good. I let you know what the doctor say. I'm like, all right, hang up. A couple of minutes later, she called me back, said, Papi, I'm pregnant. You're going to be a daddy. I'm like, hold on, wait. I had on a condom. I know for a fact you're not pregnant. Yes, it's your baby. It's yours. You're the father. I'm like, listen. So by then I'm mad. I'm like, oh no, she done set me. I'm like Marion Barry. She done set me up. I'm definitely feeling betrayed, but at the same time, like, oh, I know this woman not pregnant for me, man. And I know I had that thing extra tight, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, she went in the bathroom with this. This woman got me. So as time goes on, I was very mad with her. I kind of stopped talking with her a lot. Her stomach gets bigger and bigger and bigger until one day. Now look, by this time I done went back to the Dominican Republic a couple times. Sometimes I saw her, sometimes I didn't. She had made me so mad that I stopped talking to her. And this is when I met the shorty that worked at the bank, and I started growing closer to her while this other one is pregnant. And it was a whole shit show. So she eventually had this baby. Her mom calls me. By this time I'm in the Dominican Republic, and this is a time when I was starting to stay over there more and more and more. Mom called me one day, say, she's in the hospital. You need to go see. And I didn't really want to go, but the reason I liked that banker so much, I told her kind of the story. She was like, you know what? It might be your child. You need to go over there and show support, And I was like, oh, all right. She dropped me off at the hospital. I get to the hospital. girl has the baby. And when they have the baby, her family there, they're like, aren't you happy? I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, man. Y'all kind of put me in something. I don't know who this baby's for. When they start talking to me, I start saying DNA test. We got to take a DNA test. So I talked to the doctor. They were like, yeah, we can set up something for you in a few days. Maybe we can do something. I'm like, all right. She was very upset with me, but I'm like, nah, I need a DNA test because this stuff is very important, because if you have a baby with a foreigner, that child becomes an American citizen. You got to get that child Social Security cards, all these things. So I'm like, dang, is this my baby? I'm wondering about this, man. I'm like, dang, I got another child. My other kids are grown. So it was a scary time. So eventually we take the DNA test. Everything goes through. Look, before we even get there, here's another crazy part. When they release her from the hospital with the baby, she comes with me. She comes to my place with the baby, where I'm staying at. And they're there. So it's me and her in my place with the baby. So I'm getting to know the baby a little bit. And it kind of looked like me. It's about my color, the same hair texture, same everything. I'm like, man, is this my son? I don't have any boys. I have girls. I'm like, I'm getting happy. And one morning, out of the blue, the doctor office called. And guess what? The baby was not mine. So part of me was happy. Part of me was sad. She went to Negro-splaining, trying to say all kind of different things, but I was actually relieved that the child was not mine. And she explained to me before she met me. Now she got answers. Before she met me, she had this other guy she was dating probably a few days before that. But, she was a beautiful girl. And to this day, I'm still friends with her. So I won't really, that's why I won't show her in the video, man. But she was drop dead gorgeous. And you won't hear the kicker of all of it before I stop this video. Guess what she named the baby? Ronaldo. Man, I got to go out on that, man. But yes, that was a bad experience I had. Brother actually had a bad experience. Yes, I've had a few. The rest of them I kind of done. I'm going to tell a story about this Haitian girl I dated. That was a bad experience. But the rest of my experiences, man, have been just absolutely wonderful. The Dominican Republic has only given me joy. But I just thought I would share this story, man. You got to be careful out here, man. Don't fall in lust. Definitely don't fall in love. Keep your wits about you, man. So, you hear me getting on brothers a lot about how they need to conduct themselves, because I have made all the mistakes you can ever make. I don't want you to make the mistakes I've made, man. Learn from me, man. Definitely. I'm out.
Now, you have to keep clean.
You're not my dad! You also want to hear something! Ugly ass fucking...